Well, I finished studying at the Royal College of Music, and then I won a prize, the Boyce Foundation, for 500 francs, 500 pounds, to study abroad. And it was just at this time that Herbert Graf was coming to Zurich, and they were forming the opera studio. And so I thought it would be a very good thing to come to Zurich to get into this opera studio. Because also in Geneva was a wonderful singing teacher, Maria Carpi, which would mean that I'd be able to go to study vocally with Maria in Geneva and be in the opera studio. So they welcomed me with open arms, and they said, well, you don't have to pay, our fees are £500, you don't have to pay any fees, we'll give you a scholarship. And we found a very nice lady who is going to give you free accommodation. And so then you will have your £500 that you won to live from and to go to Geneva for your singing lessons. Hortense very often invited me over for tea or for lunch, and she was so kind and so generous, and we became such great friends. She took me to the opera. We went very often to the Tonhalle orchestral concerts and to Luzern, and she even invited me to her lovely house in the mountains in St. Anton, where she was going skiing, and we became very, very good friends. But my time in the opera studio didn't last very long, because I auditioned for Covent Garden and had a contract. So this is then how my international career started. Like a rocket, I was singing the entire world and coming back to Zurich sometimes to perform, and actually then moved back to Zurich and lived just nearby to Hortense in Küsnacht. So we stayed friends, and my daughter played with Grazian when they were little children. And I was so happy for her when she married Géza, and they were so suited and so in love. And of course then their joy was crowned with the birth of Grazian, their son. But I couldn't see many of Géza's performances because we were both in international careers. When I was somewhere, he would be somewhere else. And it happened then that I was singing Fidelio at the Opera House here in Zurich, and Hortense rang me and said that Géza, of course, had been very ill, and she said, we are coming to your performance. It's the first performance that Géza is going to visit since he has had his illness. And so I was very, very thrilled that they came. And afterwards, we came back to their home and talking until the early hours of the morning. And the next day, I had to go to Bayreuth, where we were already started rehearsal for the Charot Ring. And I came into the rehearsal room, and Pierre Boulez said, wasn't it so terribly sad, the news about Géza? And I said, well, what could the news about Géza be? I was having dinner with him last evening. And then I heard what happened, that he had died the next evening. They invited guests for dinner again, and apparently he collapsed then during the dinner. And so within a couple of days I was coming back for his funeral, and that was very, very, very sad indeed.